channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys an amazing website which is called CodeGuppy. So CodeGuppy is a website with many tutorials that teach you how to code in JavaScript. So as you see, I have opened the home page of CodeGuppy, and these are all the tutorials that are in CodeGuppy. So I am in the all tutorials section right now, and as you can see, there are many tutorials that you guys can do. So I'm going to go ahead back to the top of our screen, and over here you can see that there are many other sections that you can choose from. So there's editor picked, so those are tutorials that are editor picked. We have some lessons, we have drawing tutorials, we have so many others like pixel art, games, maths, text, and others. So let's go back to the all tutorials section. So here I'm going to go ahead and click on the first tutorial, which is called Intro to Coding. So it says, welcome to the wonderful world of coding. In this first lesson, you'll learn to write your first JavaScript instruction. Go ahead and click on Start Tutorial, and it'll open up the tutorial for you. And also, all of these tutorials are free, so you don't have to make any payment. So as you can see on our screen, over here on the left-hand side, it says Intro to Coding, Know Your Environment. So the first page of this tutorial is just telling you what you're seeing on your screen. So this left part over here is called the tutorial, sorry, I keep mixing it up. The tutorial bar, there we go. And this is where you're going to be reading the text on what to do or what to write in your code. So the next area, which is over here on the right-hand side, we have the code editor part. So this is where you can write all of your code. So that is just basically what it's talking about over here. Oh, and also, as you can see, we have two buttons on the bottom side of our screen. So over here we have the next button. If you click that, it will take you to the next page of the tutorial. And of course, we have a previous button, which is to go to the previous page. So let's go ahead and click that next button. As you can see, some pre-written code has now popped up in our code editor. So here it's also talking about our play button and the stop button. So let me go ahead and show you guys. So the play button is right over here. And if you click on that, it will execute whatever instructions or code you have written in your code editor. And of course, the stop button will stop the execution of your code. So now we see that this code is here called circle, and in parentheses, we have the numbers 400, 300, and 100. How about we go ahead and click the play button and see what it does. So there we go. I've clicked the play button, and now we have a little circle right in the center of our screen. So if you want to stop the execution or go back to the tutorial, then just go ahead and click this small icon over here in the corner, and it'll take you back. So there are many more pages in this tutorial. There's 12 pages. And I actually went through this full tutorial, and it is super fun. I think you guys will love it too. And it definitely teaches you so you can actually write your first instructions in JavaScript. You guys also may be wondering, well, what are these like icons on the left side of our screen? Let me go ahead and show you. So the first icon we have is called our home icon. If you click on that icon, it will take you back to the home page of CodeGuppy like we were before. Our next icon is called the tutorial icon. If you click on that, our code editor will be our full screen. The tutorial part will go away. And now if we click on the next one, which is called the commands icon, we have all types of commands open for us. These are just the structure commands, but there's also some events you can choose, the input commands, drawing commands, and media commands. And also there's some very more specific topics you can choose from for structure commands. Like these are the variables, these are the arrays, and loops, and so much more. So our next icon is called the backgrounds icon. So here you can choose your background for when you run your code. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, how about the ocean? All you have to do is drag and drop it into your code editor. As you see, you have a little faded image of the ocean background, and just drop it over there. And the code for that has now come up in our code editor. So it says background, and in parentheses, we have ocean, which is the name of our background that we chose. Now, the next topic is actually patterns. so this is still in the background icon. So these are some patterns you can choose from for your code. And there are also some pretty colors you can choose. As you see, there are a lot of them. So these are just like the plain colors. There's no design to them. But there's also this more specific colors you can choose. If you're looking for a type of blue, just click on the blue one. So our final, actually not our final, we still have 2 more to go. But our next icon is called the sprites icon. So here you can choose a character you want. So there are a few characters you can choose from. And of course, you can choose what type of character you want. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Adventure Girl. Again, drag and drop it, and there we go. That's our code for the Adventure Girl icon. Now, there's also some decor you can choose. So here's some trees, and there are some tiles you can choose from. So there's many tiles, and of course, you can choose a specific topic. So now, as you see, we have we're almost done with all the icons. Now let's move on to the last one. So over here we have music and sounds. So there are many musics you can choose from. I'm gonna play a few of them for you guys. So here's a summer adventure. So that's the Summer Adventures music, and there's also carnival music. So that's a really jumpy type of music, definitely something you would find in a carnival or fair. So another one I'm going to show you guys is called the forest. So here we have a nice, peaceful, quiet, I don't know if you could hear it that well on the computer, but it was a nice, peaceful, and quiet type of music with, you're basically in the jungle or the forest, and there's birds chirping around you. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the summer adventure. I really like that type of code. Oh, I'm going to make sure I put it on the right line of code. There we go. So there's our code for the music that we have chosen. And there's also some sounds you can choose from. I'm going to go ahead and play a few of them for you guys because one of them, these ones are really cool. So here are some laser sounds. So that's like laser 1, and we also have laser 2. So that was laser 2. And now if I scroll down, you can see that there's also female voices. So over here, you can see that some of them are called like female correct, female congratulations. So if I click on that, a female voice will say that specific set of words or that specific word. Congratulations. So as you can see, a female voice has said congratulations, and that was not me, it was the computer. So there are many other things you can make it say, like correct, and there's also some male voices. So you can also get the male voice to say some numbers. 9, 4. And we also have many other words. New high score. You lose. Ready. So there are many things you can get the computer, or the many sounds you can choose from for your code, which I just love about this, because you can create like I discovered like a small car race or a running race, because there are voices that say like final round, game over, it's a tie, and hurry up, go. So there are many things you can just play around with all of these types of music and play around with the code. Well, now you can see that we have selected a few backgrounds, we have selected a sprite, and we have selected one type of music. Now, how about we go ahead and run this code and see what we get. So go ahead and click on the play button. And there you go. So as you can see, we have our background, we have some background music, which is our summer adventure music, and we have our adventure girl kind of in the middle of our circle. So this is amazing, guys. I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot of things too. So I think you guys would definitely enjoy this website too. It's very easy. Just go to Google Chrome or Safari and type in CodeGuppy, and it'll open to the home page, and just select any tutorial you want and start coding in JavaScript. So this was only one out of many others in the CodeGuppy tutorials. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the home page, and it will tell you that you haven't saved your code. And if you want to save it, just click on the save a copy button over there. And make sure you do that because you don't want to lose the code that you have written. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the home page of CodeGuppy. And over here, you can see that at the top of our screen, we have these options over here called Home, About, Parents, Educators, Hour of Code, and we also have Download right over there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Download right now. So here you can see another screen has opened for us, and these are all the programming books that you guys can download for free. So there are many of them. There is Creative Coding for Kids, Draw with Code, Learn to Code, Quick Taster, Projects Booklet, 50 Coding Challenges, Recreation Problems. So for today's video, we're actually going to go ahead and click on the Draw with Code by Adrian booklet. So you can, of course, go ahead and get a quick view of what is in this booklet. This is how it will look like. So we're going to go ahead and download this one. It's right over here. You can click on Download. And there we go. You can see that it has opened our booklet for us. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go back to, I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to open CodeGuppy again. So we're back at the home page, and what we're going to do is first I'm going to go back to the Draw with Code booklet, and I'm going to walk you guys through it. So we have our first slide here. It says Draw with Code, type in JavaScript programs for young coders. So here in this next line, it says who should use this booklet and how to use it, and also some tips for typing the programs. Our next slide is to how to understand the programs. And we also have a very important slide that I think you guys should definitely read. It's called Graphical Commands. So as you see on our left-hand side, we have some different shapes over here and some code written next to it. I'm going to take the circle, for example. So we have circle written over here, and in parentheses, we have X, Y, and radius. Well, below that, you can see that there are random numbers in the parentheses. What these words in these parentheses actually stand for, what those numbers stand for in the parentheses down below here. Let me explain more. Okay, so you see the 400, that is actually represents the X value. The 300 represents the Y value, and the 100 represents the radius. So there are the ellipse, the line, the rect, point, and the triangle too, and the following code for those shapes. So we also have the code to set the color for the drawing, the code to set the color for the filling, meaning the color you want to choose to fill the specific object. And we also have the code you would use to specify the color. And this is actually the RGB color model. And I actually went over this in my most recent video in the Coding for Kids in Python video series. So please do check that out. It will really help you, and I think it's an important video to check out because it'll help you code in Python and in JavaScript. So of course, the RGB color model is a way to specify this very specific color you want to use in your code. And also we have some popular colors listed down below. So here, as you can see, this is the car program. And guess what, guys? You are actually going to be able to draw this image in JavaScript. Doesn't that sound amazing? Well, this next to the picture is actually the following code that you need to write to create this image. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to our tab, our other tab, which is in the CodeGuppy homepage. And I also recommend you guys to create a new tab because we will need to go back and forth. So this is our homepage, and this is the tutorials. We're going to go ahead and click on My Programs. But before that, I need to show you guys how to open a blank code editor. So here you can see that there's a button called Code Now. Go ahead and click on that. Now you can see that there's a blank screen. You can type whatever you want, whatever code you want. Of course, there's the same icon, so you can choose backgrounds, music, sounds, sprites, and all sorts of stuff. But here, you're not following a tutorial. You are on your own. So let's go back to that tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the program I wrote to create this image. So I'm going to go back to my home page, and in my program section, I've created 6 programs over here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the car program. And there's a little edit icon. Just click on that to open it up. So here I have created this program. Of course, if you guys are new to CodeGuppy, you won't have anything in your programs yet. But if you do the Code Now button and type some code in and save that, it'll go to your program section. So here, as you can see, in my code editor section, I have some code written. So here we have 3 paragraphs. I'm going to go ahead and delete these 2. And I'm going to talk more about this first paragraph. So here, as you can see, I've written a comment using 2 slashes, and I've written background. So this is the following code for the background of our image. So by this code, you can tell that there are going to be 2 rectangles. As you see, there are 2 rects over here. So that code that is written in the parentheses stands for the dimensions of our rectangle and where it's going to be placed on the screen. But before the rect function, we also have the fill. And in that, we have the color we want for our rectangle. So we're using the RGB color model here because we have 3 numbers. The first number stands for the red, how much red you want in the total color. And this is 199 is how much green, and 231 is how much blue, RGB. And we also have 2 rectangles, so we have the 2 colors for each of them. So we're going to go ahead and run this code, and let's see how our background looks like. So there we go. This is our background. We have the first rectangle above here. It's a nice light blue. And we also have another more thin rectangle down below, and that's like a brownish color. So I'm going to go ahead and paste my rest of the code that I had just deleted. So over here, we have 2 more paragraphs of code. So this is the following code for the sun. We're going to have a bright yellow sun. As you see, the color is yellow. And right in the corner of our image, and we also have so that's a circle, which is the shape of our sun, the dimensions for that. We have the stroke, which is the outline of our sun. And we also have the stroke weight, which is how thick the line is going to be. So we also have these 3 lines, like the streaks that are going to be sticking out of the sun, and the dimensions for that. And we have finally our car and the following code for how to draw the car. So how about we pause this and run it again and see our final output. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too. So there we go, guys. We have our final image, and we actually created this image in JavaScript. That's amazing, and there's so many other programs that you guys can write on your own, and you can create many other images too. So as you see, we have a car on the road with a nice bright sun, so it's a sunny day today. So I'm going to go back to their home page, and we have many more programs, and I'm going to go back to the booklet. See here, there's also a flower program. So I just love this booklet because there's so many programs you can write, and it also shows you the exact code you need to write to create that image. Like as you can see, this one has a lot of code. We have a cat, a bird, castle, and so much more. So I'm also going to show you a few more programs that I've written. So there's also a Snowman program, which I love. So over here, as you can see, there's a lot of code for this, but let me walk you through the code that I've written. The first line of code is declaring the background. So in the parentheses, we have the very specific shade of color we want, which is written in hexadecimal form. I also went over the hexadecimal system in my most recent video in my Python series, so please do check that out. So this is our color we want for a background, and we have a comment over here. So now we know what code we should write, what code that belongs to. So this code is actually for the right hand of the snowman. And I highly recommend making these comments when you're writing code, especially when you're writing a lot of code in a program, because you want to know what each of those sets of code stands for. Because if I didn't write like right hand or body, I wouldn't know what this code does. So if you, especially when you're writing a lot of code, you really need to know. So if you want to make changes to your code, you'll know exactly where to go with your comments. So again, all you have to do is create 2 slashes like so, and you can write anything in that, and the computer won't take it in like for when you run the code. So this is our right hand code. We have our body, the eyes, the mouth, the buttons, the nose and hat is all in one paragraph. And we also have the left hand. So let's go ahead and run this code and see our output. So there we go, guys. We have our snowman. He's waving hi to us. So there we go. This is the code that we have written for our snowman. And so this is just super fun. I did all of this, and it's amazing because I can't believe that you can actually create pictures using JavaScript. So these are, of course, all belong to the booklet over here. But you guys can do this on your own too. You can create your own characters, like a monster character with 4 eyes or 10 eyes or anything you want with JavaScript. But I highly recommend doing these tutorials too, especially for you beginners out there. This is an amazing website for you guys, and even for all of you experts out there, because this is a really fun website to be on, especially now during our pandemic. This is something that will really get your time, and you can let your imagination run and flow on. So let me go back to our home page. So here you can see there are many other programs that I have written. There's also a pizza. As you see, there is a lot of code for this following pizza that I've created. So there are many toppings. So this is the plate and pizza code. We also have some pepperoni, we have some olives, and we also have some pineapple. Let me know in the comments down below if you would eat this pizza. I'm gonna go ahead and run this code. And there we go. This is our output. Again, let me know in the comments if you guys think this is a delicious pizza. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys also went on CodeGuppy and follow along with me. And also, please do download this amazing booklet because it teaches you a lot. And if you guys are like an artist, and you want to draw with code, go ahead and go to the drawing section. If you want to catch up on your math classes for school, go ahead and go to the math section. There's so many others. You can also play some games with code. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, then please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye everyone, and I'll see you later on NPStation. Stay safe.